Hello, Terry Hartley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So the month of July, I'm doing a Christmas in July series. So each week I'm going to post a Christmas card. And today I'm going to use the stamp set Perfectly Plaid, and this is from the annual catalog. The sentiments are hoping that your busy year comes together in Christmas cheer, North Pole delivery, Merry Christmas, ho, 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 may the special season be wrapped in love and joy. And we have several trees to choose from. I'm going to be using this image right here. And then we have some pine cones. So let's go ahead and make our card. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. So I'm going to bring in a sheet of basic white, which is 8.5 by 11. And I use the trimmer and I cut it 5.5, which gives you 2 card bases. And then I've already folded that in half, and we have our card base. So I'll use the bone folder to make that a crisp edge. I'll set that aside. And let me show you what else you're going to need. You're going to need a layer of cherry cobbler cut at 5 1/4 by 4. You'll need basic white at 2 1/4 by 4. And then for the sentiment, we're going to, it'll be 1 inch by 3 inches. And then you also need a scrap of basic white so we can stamp, do our stamping on. And I'm using the Bark 3D embossing folder, which is from the annual catalog. And I will also be using some wonderful gems for the embellishments. So let's go ahead and get started. We do need some ink pads, mossy meadow, and cherry cobbler. And then I'll be stamping the sentiment in Memento Black. And the sentiment I'm going to use is, may the special season be wrapped in love and joy. And I already have the tree on the block. And I'm going to use cherry cobbler. We're going to stamp 1 cherry cobbler tree. We'll see how this goes because my ink pad was a little bit low. And so I did add some ink to that. And since this is the photopolymer, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat to give a little bit of a cushion so I get a better image. So I'm going to ink this up. All right, let's see. And we'll make sure I'm in your view. And I will press down and straight up. And that's a little darker than I want, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again, and then stamp off, and then on. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp on some scrap paper first. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this. Not exactly like I want, so let me play with it a little bit. All right, 3 times a charm, right? Okay, that is better. So let me go ahead and close up and clean my stamp. And now we will use the mossy meadow. And I want 2 of the mossy meadow. I'll stamp one right here. There we go. And we'll lay that aside. And now I am going to bring in the tree punch. And as you know, if you've watched any of my videos, that I really do like punches. And I guess it's because they're quick and they are easy. So we're going to line that up. So we try to have the same amount of white, basic white showing all around the tree. And we'll do the same over here. And we'll get our cherry cobbler tree. All right, I'll lay that aside. Then I'll move this out of the way. And we will bring in our layer of cherry cobbler. And our embossing folder. And I'm going to emboss the cherry cobbler layer. So I'm going to place that in here. Straight, line it up straight. And I'm going to run this through the cut and emboss machine. Be right back. And then this is what we have. So you can use either side. I'm going to lay that aside. And I'm going to do the same on this 2.5 by 4 inch basic white. I'm going to bring the bark embossing folder in. And I'm going to run this through our cut and emboss machine. And I have already done that. And then we have this piece right here. And let me go ahead, before I put the card together, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So I'll bring that piercing mat back in. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And may this special season be wrapped in love and joy. Now you can stamp first if you want to, and then add it to, and then cut the 1 by 3. But this works too. So now we're ready to put our card together. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to adhere our layer. Just trying to decide which side I want, but it doesn't really matter. Either side you can use. So I'm going to add some liquid adhesive. And we're going to place this right on the front of our card base and line it up. And then we're going to go ahead and place our... Now you could pop this up if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm going to pop up our Christmas trees. But you could pop up this little layer right here. And I'm going to place it just a little bit below the halfway mark of our card base. So we have a little bit less here than we do up here. And then I'm going to place our trees right like this. And I'm going to go ahead and pop them up with some dimensionals. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on each tree. And now we're ready. So we'll place this one right here. Take off the backing of the cherry cobbler tree. And I'm going to put them about even, but you could stagger them if you wanted to. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll add this one right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop up our sentiment. And I'm going to put the lid back on this glue so it doesn't dry out. And I added 3 dimensionals for our sentiment. And we're going to place this up in on the right hand side. Get that as even as I can. And now we need our embellishments. Now the wonderful gems are in the mini July to December catalog, but they're also returning. So you may have the wonderful gems from last year. And of course, I'm not able to open this catalog yet. If you do not have a catalog and would like the mini catalog, you can request one at terryhartley.stampinup.net or at rusticbarncards.com. Or give me a call, and I'd love to send you a catalog. And this catalog, although it says July, goes live on August 3rd. And we also have celebration in August and September, which means for when you place a qualifying order of $50, you can choose a free item out of the celebration catalog. Okay, I'm going to lay that aside, and let's go ahead and add some embellishments. And I'm going to use, you have small, medium, and large, and you have some gold ones also. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the putty side. So I'm just going to kind of slide that off, and then I can pick it right up. And I'm going to put one right here. And I think that's all. I'm just going to add the one gem right there to set it off. So may this special season be wrapped in love and joy. So here is a Christmas card, and let me know if you like it. Again, I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and have a great week.